Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Klatria. Now, today, I want to keep making small towns, and as you can see, I've already made 6, but you might see some dots on here. Well, that is where I intend to put the next 4. So we're going to have one over here in the valley. We're going to have one over here on this little hilly area, and then we're going to have 2 along this ridge, one more inland and one by the water. And I want to try to finish all 4 on this episode. So we're going to give that a try. I think we're going to start down here and work our way around in a circle to have the big conclusion be this dramatic place in the valley here. I mean, look at that. Look at how cool that looks. Alright, so we're going to start here, and we will start by building roads to here. Alright, well, now we have our little intersection here in the center of town, and now we will make some streets around here. Alright, there we go. I wanted to make this street pattern a little bit unorthodox and fun, because I think that's going to be a lot more interesting. So let's throw down a stoplight here, and once again I want to make a sort of a commercial area in the center of town, and then just have residential streets fanning out from there. So don't want to overdo it too much with the commercial, because early on in the game it tends to favor residential very strongly. So you don't want to go heavy on the commercial. But of course there will come a time where we will want to do that. So we'll put down our schools. And what's this? Is that the small park? Yeah. Oh, I do have room for it in the center of town. That's nice. I do tend to like parks in the center of town, because why wouldn't you? A nice dog park for walking little doggies. Everyone likes that too. Speaking of things everyone likes, what was that meme from a while back? Everybody liked that. Okay. So we're just going to finish doing a little zoning. And then of course, you know what comes next. The thing that they will scream at you about if you don't do it. That is power and water. So let's do that. Power. Make a box, fill in the box, and of course when I say box it doesn't have to be a right angle box by any means. And let's hit play. Honestly, I should have had it on play this whole time, but it's not really a big deal. People will start moving in as they see fit. It's always fun when you put services in a new area. The first thing they do is go respond to calls in other areas. And this little derp here, that's not going to stay. None of this is really going to stay. I just wanted it to sort of point in the right direction. But anyway, now for the anchor district, which as you can see is already has a road to it. So we're going to make a road going to the downtown, a road going to here, and we'll make one snaking through here. So let's relax as we do that. Alright, so here we go. I especially like this part, of course, the winding mountainous road going on here. But here we have our little town. So let's make some more roads for here, and I decided to go with a darker green just because I thought that might be a little bit pleasant for us. Alright, there we go, a town with a little bit of a funky thing going on here. I'm pretty happy with that. We do have a little industry growing, demand for industry. So what we're going to do is actually, we're going to make part of this a farming area. Just because, you see we have these farming colors here. So, we're going to start with our typical buildings, but then we're going to work on some of the farming district, which I think could be a lot of fun. In this game, at least without certain DLCs, farming works much the same way as other industry, which is always a bit weird, but you just sort of have to adapt to that and roll with that. In kind of the same way that you can't just build organically in the same way that you could in SimCity 4. You have to reinvent the style. It's the same for these farms. They don't act like regular farms from previous games, but you can still use them and incorporate them. Okay, but that's all we're going to do, because I want to keep this to be mostly still a residential city with some commercial. That's a wacky shape right there, isn't it? Alright. Probably throw in some parks. Make sure the people are happy. I always like how there's a park whenever we can put a park right next to an elementary school. So when the kids are done at school, they can go play with their friends. And it's all very fun and wholesome. And everybody likes it. I'm going to leave some unzoned because we don't know whether we're going to want more commercial or industrial in the future. But one thing you can tell, we'll speed it up a little bit, is that, let's see, yeah, we already have some of the industrial starting to go. Of course, it's going to be a pain for these guys to go all the way from here, but eventually we will have highways and rails and just about every form of transportation you can hope for in a city like this. So that's good. Have that going for us. So now we come here to the Victoria district, here in the hills. Oh man. So there's a big plain out there that we don't really, that's not within our realms. But what we will do is make a road that sort of points in that direction. Kind of goes more or less uphill. We'll have another road going this way. And then this can do that. And then from there, we will fill out some streets. Alright, so there we have the Victoria District. We're connecting it to some of our closer places, as well as whatever future city is going to be over there. Although we don't really have a direct connection to Garland Heights. Then again, can you really have one? I guess you kind of can, through here. So yeah, why not build that? Because that looks fun. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. I like how there's a nice little bend here. We could have just gone over, but what's the fun in that? We're getting bendy up in this place. Of course, in the future there might be some sort of cut through made, but for now we'll deal with that. Well, let's, just to be proactive, let's make sure we got water and power going first, so that we might immediately start growing this area. Whew, yeah, we are getting quite the little thing going on here. We're going to have over 5K by the time we build all of our little towns. So, I'm thinking, do we have any special resources here? I mean, there's lumber over here. I guess that's something. But I'm thinking we want to put some services, and then I want to put some industrial here. Not much, just enough. Alright, oop. Yeah, right there. So yeah, our industry is going to go right here, because a lot of these small towns, they do have little industrial places in them, very often dating back to you know, the 19th century. So why not slap that in? Put in some commercial, as we do. And then we'll just put residential everywhere else. This is a highly non-residential city. There's only like a little bit compared to everything else, but that just means we'll have to come back and build more in the future. Now we are having some garbage problems, and it's mostly just because the garbage trucks are far away. But some of it is because we have a, what's it called? A long, well no, we have a long way from the garbage facilities, but we also have possibly not enough of them. That's what I'm trying to say. So I'm thinking somewhere out here we can slap in, I mean, it does kind of suck to sully this beautiful area, but on the other hand, if you have them tucked away, they're less likely to bother people. So, what if we put in some incinerators and some, well, I guess you could call these people incinerators. Oh look, it's on water already. Very funny. So yeah, these guys are gonna just zip along to various cities. I love seeing all these little roads active with traffic. Sometimes the fun of this game is to just sit and watch. Maybe we'll have, after we're all done building these places, we'll have like a sit and watch party where we just watch some traffic go by, have some fun. Sounds good to me. Alright, and now we just have one more city to make, which is up here in this valley between the mountains. And I think it's really cool because if you look in this direction, you can actually see the ocean just barely. But if you look in the other direction, you see some pretty dramatic cliffs. So I think that's cool. What we're going to do is we are going to try to get a road in here that goes straight through the valley, just like this. And what I want to do next is actually, it might seem contradictory, but I want to make a nice little grid within this valley, which is actually something I think you would see in many Appalachian places. A little grid going on. So we're not going to make it too big. We're not going to make this a huge place. But just a snug little grid for the start of our new town. So we'll go with that. And I think out here we will put some of our buildings. But before we do that, I want to connect things up with the other cities. You see, I want a road to Hill Valley, one out to Hamilton, and one over to Newtown, Hanks. And possibly one over here, who knows. We'll do that first. Alright, I think that is well connected enough. I like how it sort of branches out as you go along. I think that's pretty cool. Now, let's just go ahead and make ourselves some water and power. Yoink. And over here, we will start with our service buildings, as we've been doing. For the elementary school, more centrally located. Slap ourselves a large park over here. Small playground over here. Where's that dog park? There we go. Yeah, we want that too. One other thing I think I want, just because I think it would be fun, a road climbing this hill here. So I think that would be a desirable place for people to live. How nice. Blink. So we'll start there, and I think we'll give the city a little industry and we'll tuck it back in this corner so that it doesn't disturb everything else. I do wonder if I'll build something out here eventually, but for now we'll just do that. And then we will make these these 4 squares commercial. And then just fill it out with residential all around. There we go. I think that's good. And now I want to let you know that we have every district made. All 10 towns have now been made, and I'm very happy about that. So, I think in order to celebrate our achievement, what we're going to do is we're going to find a truck coming into the city, speed up till we find someone. There we go. We are going to watch the truck and just put on some funky music and enjoy. So, enjoy. that's it. I hope you enjoyed that little ride. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but while it was going on, our city has grown, and we can even see up here, people are starting to move in. So, things have been quite successful so far. Very happy about it. And I don't know if you noticed while we were in fast mode, but if you look at any of these streets, you'll see people walking between cities. Like this guy who's from here, but he's going to high school here or something like that. And it's a long way to walk. It's kind of crazy. But it would be very nice if they had some sort of train to ride on. Is that a preview of a future episode? Maybe even the next episode? I don't know. Well, in any case, stay tuned. Goodbye.